Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video on the channel. Now in this video we are going to briefly be covering SIPPs on Trading212. So for those of you that are keen-eyed and are with Trading212, you will notice that there has been a update in Trading212 over the past week or so. I think it was last week actually, where if you now hover over where it says Stocks ISA, or if you're in your invest account, you will now see that you have Stocks ISA, Invest, CFD, Cash ISA, and SIPP. So they have now added the self-invested personal pensions. However, if you click on this, what will happen is it will say you need to set up your account, and you click this, and then it will have a button somewhere that says join waitlist. So at the moment it's in a waitlist. I think they're slowly rolling it out. I don't know if anyone has access to it yet, but yes, you can now join the waitlist for SIPPs, which means that they are starting to roll them out, which is great news. So now you have your Stocks ISA, your Invest account, CFDs, Cash ISA, and SIPP all in one platform. Now, does it mean that everyone's going to move over or everyone's going to start a SIPP with Trading212? Well, in this video, I am going to be covering whether or not I will move to it. So, is this good? Yes, this is great news. SIPPs without fees is massive, okay? Obviously, there is going to be FX fees and other fees associated with Trading212 like all of their other accounts, but there aren't any fees to buy or sell, okay? And there's no monthly account fees, which for every other SIPP out there, I think bar maybe Invest Engine and potentially a couple of others, there is a monthly account fee every single month, depending on how much you have in there. Then some of them, like Vanguard, for example, is a flat fee until a certain point, until you have a certain amount of funds in there. And then it's a percentage or it caps out and you're paying the same flat fee. So that is something to look out for. Obviously, those fees can get pretty hefty if you don't have, high five figures in the accounts. Then the fees can add up pretty quickly and become a bit of a nightmare. So will I be moving to Trading212's SIPP? And the answer to that question is yes, I will be moving my SIPP there. I think they have confirmed on a community post that they will allow transfers out of other platforms into the SIPP here. So that's going to be pretty easy to do, pretty simple. It takes a while. I think it takes like 4 to 8 weeks or something, depending on the broker and how quick they actually get to it. And also it depends if you can move the investments directly over or you have to sell, or the broker that you're currently with has to sell some of the funds to cash, depending on if Trading212 has them available on the platform. Then the previous broker will have to sell them to cash, and that cash will then be transferred over. So yes, I will definitely be moving over to my SIPP. Now, here's the thing. I am currently with Vanguard for my SIPP, right? I have 7K in here, nothing crazy. This was just built up over a couple of years just to get something in a pension, right? If I don't add another penny to this, 8% returns, this will probably end up being like 50, 60 grand, which obviously is nowhere near enough. I'm currently 24, so I will start contributing to this more. The only slight, not issue that I have, but the only kind of issue that I will encounter is I have this Target Retirement 2055 fund. Okay, that's currently got 25% weighted, which is around 1478, current value 1793. Now, the only issue with this is obviously Trading212 does not have these target retirement funds. If you come over and search for target retirement, they don't exist. So with that being said, if I go ahead and transfer over, this will essentially be converted into cash, and then I'll have to redeploy this in Trading212 SIPP when I do get access to that. So that is the only thing that I can see that's an issue for me personally. Now, if you don't have these target retirement funds, then you're completely fine. Most of the ETFs, or pretty much all of the Vanguard ETFs, are on Trading212 anyway, so it won't be too much of an issue. Obviously, if you do have these target retirement funds, then what will happen is when you switch, this will most likely be transferred into cash, and then you will have to redeploy that when you are onto this one here. So that is really the only issue, okay? Now, here's the other thing as well that people need to be mindful of is TRADING212. Okay, it's very easy for me to come in here because it's such a good UI, and it's sort of tailored towards trading. So it's so easy for me to come in here and buy and sell and whatnot. So I think if you're going to do this, you have to be very mindful not to click on this too often, other than when you obviously make your own or deposit funds. Sorry, I think that's really the only thing to be wary of. So with that being said, that's pretty much it, to be honest. There's not really much more to mention. SIPs are here on TRADING212, starting to be rolled out, and I will probably be transferring. It's just, yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. I think this outweighs the cons, because right now I'm paying 12% £12 per month in here, and £12 per month when you have 7 grand is not very economically viable. That's £140 a year in just, not 140, but almost. Yeah, it's just not really worth it. So, that takes a lot of my chunk of value every year. So yeah, I don't really think I'm going to stay with this. I don't really think, like, if I go to transactions here, you can see that it sells. Okay, it's sold in February. It sold £12 worth of the target retirement fund to go ahead and purchase, to pay the fees. Same thing here, £11. Same thing here. Like, it's selling off the funds I think this is pretty much every quarter or every few months, whatever, to pay the fee, which obviously isn't very viable. So yeah, you can see the fees here. May to August, August to November. You can see just the fees coming out like £12. So yeah, I don't really like this. These fees, which that's on me. Like, I could go to any provider, I just haven't changed it, so it's completely fine. I'm not mad at it. But I will be moving to the TRADING212 SIP here. So anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Just a quick one to say SIPs are now available. Go on to here and get on the wait list so that you can obviously get access to it. Even if you don't have one, it's probably good to just get on the wait list if you're on TRADING212 and in the UK anyway, just so that it's there ready to have in case you do want to start a portfolio here. The other negative thing with this is that they have said, I think that they did confirm this, that there is going to be no employer contributions, which means if you're a limited company holder, you cannot, from your limited company, put money into your SIP directly yet. I don't think that's going to be a launch feature. So for current portfolios, it's fine. But for contributions, if you contribute through a company or you have your employer match it or whatever, then I don't think it's going to work initially anyway. Obviously, it will probably roll out eventually. I mean, all SIP providers pretty much have it. So it will most likely be a thing anyway, long term. But for now, that is not a launch feature. But anyway, with that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.